find out now. What does Kate's cancer mean for Prince George? The Princess of Wales' public cancer battle means her eldest child and future king, George, could face a path eerily reminiscent of his father's. Hello, and welcome back to Bring Me Back, UK channel. The Princess of Wales has, for almost 96 hours now, dominated the thoughts, conversations, the internet, social media channels, newspapers, and a significant quantity of the world's available headspace. As we all know, the 42-year-old has cancer, a fact that she revealed in a 2-minute video that caused the Earth to tilt just a bit on its axis. The princess, who is undergoing preventive chemotherapy, has been everywhere, as have stories highlighting Prince William's cockle-warming devotion to putting his family first. Notably, this is unlike any previous princes of Wales ever. Men, generally, whose idea of parenting was taking their teenage sons, only ever sons, off to do a bit of roister-doistering in France, and to teach them the finer points of pillaging. But in all of the Kate coverage with a dash of William thrown in, has someone in particular been overlooked? I'm talking about Prince George, the next Prince of Wales, and most likely the world's first king, to have his own official hologram. Imagine how much time George I will save from having to actually travel to Blackpool, to shake hands at community centres, when he can just beam himself in, from the comfort of his Buckingham Palace pod. Marvellous stuff. Following in his father's footsteps. If Kate's willingness to be open about her travails and the strain is wholly in the vein of Diana, Princess of Wales, then George is sadly about to follow in his father William's footsteps. George is now the same age, or thereabouts, when William was forced to watch his mother's suffering play out for all the world to watch too. Kensington Palace has made no bones about the centrality of the Prince and Princess of Wales' 3 young children in how the events of recent days have played out. As the Times' Kate Manzi has reported, when the Prince and Princess of Wales considered how to break the news of Kate's cancer diagnosis, their first question was not, "How will we tell the world?" but, "How will we tell the children?" The release of Kate's video was timed to coincide with George, his sister Princess Charlotte, and Wiscam Prince Louis heading off on their Easter holidays. According to the Sunday Times Roya Nika, the couple wanted to avoid an announcement while they were still at school. Now, in the wake of the video, the family has retreated to their Norfolk home, Amer Hall, according to the Telegraph, where they can circle the wagons, meaning for the next 3 weeks, the prince and princess can shield and protect their little ones. However, come April 17, when they go back to Lambrook School in Windsor, it will be a different matter altogether. As a palace source told the Sunday Times, George is 10 now and can't be shielded from any of this now. Once it's at the school gate and in the school playground, he won't be able to avoid it. Personal pain played out in public. And this is unfortunately eerily reminiscent of what George's father had to go through in the 90s. The image of William and his brother Prince Harry walking through the silent streets of London behind their mother's coffin in 1997 is seared in our collective memory, a hauntingly traumatic bit of royal theatre that if anyone else tried it, social workers would have gotten involved. However, even before this tragic, unthinkable loss, the young prince knew all too much about having to bear up as his mother's agonies played out in public, and his parents' marriage broke down on newspaper front pages and on TV screens day after day. The early 90s saw the UK media overrun by the never-ending war of the Wales, the endless tit-for-tatting, as Charles and Diana fought for the upper moral hand and the sympathy vote of the Brit. It was a brutal and bloody battle. At a Sandringham dinner party in the early 1990s, Charles told guests, "The last thing I want to do is get up in the morning and read what my bloody crazy wife has been doing," according to Tina Brown's The DNA Chronicles. Charming, no? In 1992, when the prince was 12 years old, Prime Minister John Major stood up in Parliament and announced his parents were separating. In 1994, Charles did a lengthy TV interview with journalist Jonathan Dimbleby and admitted that he had been unfaithful. 14 million Brits tuned in, including 12-year-old William. A year later, when Diana sat down with the now disgraced BBC journalist Martin Bashir for her infamous Panorama appearance, the young prince was watching from his Eton housemaster's study as his mother told the world, "There were 3 of us in the marriage," and revealed she had self-harmed. Brown writes of Diana of that time, "The non-stop coverage of his mother's private life had become increasingly difficult for William. William could not even go out for a bar of chocolate without seeing some new sensational splash about his mother's latest boyfriend or the ugliness of his parents' marital war." Or, as Penny Junor, author of Prince William, Born to be King, said of William, "He would be superhuman if he didn't have demons protecting the prince." You get the point I'm trying to make here. While Charles and Diana's marriage breakdown is a different kettle of traumatic fish than Kate's cancer, still in both instances, we have very young princes having to make the awkward fumbling transition to adolescence while also coping with the entire world knowing about and talking about their mother's ordeals. Kate and William might, this week, have all their wagons in that ice-tight circle, but there is a limit to how much they can do to protect George once he is back at school. Unlike Charles and Diana, though, Kate is all too aware of the impact that childhood emotional trauma can have on kids' development and the possible flow-on effects later in life. For the princess, this must be an added weight and stress at such a horrible time. There are no signs that the 24/7 non-stop, around-the-clock Kate-a-thon is going away anytime soon, but maybe just occasionally, in the days and weeks ahead, spare a thought for a young prince who may be about to get his first truly horrible taste of what being a member of the royal family can mean. And you? What do you think about this issue? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you see my video is so helpful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone who also loves it anytime you want. And please subscribe to bring me back UK YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Now, thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you tomorrow.